Thank you for joining us today. I'm Michelle Scott, CEO of Voices for Health, and I am here with my business partner, our COO, Carlos Pava.
Thank you, all the friends and friends of Voices for Health that have been with us for, my God, some of them many years.
So typically what we do is have events on our big anniversaries, right, Carlos? 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20. And this time it's 28 years. It's not like one of the major 5 years, right? But we decided that we still wanted to have a little commemoration, and that this time, instead of it being an in-person event, we wanted to have a virtual event so that we could share with our customers and linguists that are around the country and actually all over the world. It's been 28 years. What do you think? I mean, how does it feel? Does it seem that long to you? Because it doesn't to me.
Well, lately, maybe.
I mean, we have glasses now. We both have
you have
something's changed.
we have gray hair.
So let's go ahead and take a look at some pictures. Take a little look back down memory lane. That's our 5-year anniversary, way back at our first office in Grand Rapids, and then fast forward to 20 years.
Oh goodness! So there is Rafael, who still works with us after all these years, and also Ina was there too.
She shows up in a lot of pictures, actually.
She comes and goes. She comes and goes.
I think she and Ava are in the running. Between her and Ava and Phil Cole, I think the three of them are in the running for being in the most pictures that I could find. Those are our kids. So my little one and Carlos's too. So that's another way we can tell the passing of time is how big the kids have gotten. There are pictures here from a lot of conferences, the CHIA conference, Interpret America, the Orange County education, lots and lots of conferences over the years. And that one was one of one of the volunteering events that we've done. There's some of the Voices Academy filming, poster presentations at CHIA. That was from the Wood TV. Can you believe that one, Carlos?
Yes,
way back when we were doing this simultaneous Spanish interpreting of the news. We did that for a few years, and that was a lot of fun.
Sonia, yeah, they still work with our team. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, lots of people. So we don't have photos of our translators that are all over the place, but we have also Spanish translators that live in Uruguay and Mexico and different places that have been also with our team for 20 to 25 years, for a really long time. And of course, we really value all of the work that they do and the dedication. They've gotten to know a lot of our customers and the materials and our team members as well. But yeah, as far as interpreters too, I mean, and sometimes people leave and then they come back later, and that's fine with us. We're happy to have them. There's a lot of picnic photos here. So for those who don't know, we have an annual interpreter picnic and potluck where everybody comes and shares the dish, a dish maybe representing their country of origin or something that's special to them. That one's Carlos at the Economic Summit presenting, and that's, we do a lot of community work, involved in a lot of commissions and boards and other committees. And a lot of times in the past, Carlos was the grill master for these picnics. So there's at least a couple of pictures of him with the apron.
One of the inspirations that for this opportunity to do this webinar and talk about our interpreters was a recent finding that Michelle realized that one of the interpreters that was working with us, and I'm talking about maybe 2000,
Mm-hmm.
2003,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
2002, 2003, Vietnamese.
Long time ago.
Now
Mm-hmm.
he is actually a physician
Mm-hmm.
working
Mm-hmm.
out in California. And you
Mm-hmm.
guys
Mm-hmm.
met, you went to visit his clinic.
That's correct. Yes, we did. Because I'm out here in California. I live and work in California. We had an office here for a long time up until COVID. Now I work from a home office. There's some COVID pictures in there too. I threw those in just so we can remember what that was like, with the masks and everything and the vaccinations and things. But yeah, I happened to stay connected with Huynh online, Dr. Tran, online through social media, and saw that he was out here in LA in Southern California, and connected with him and saw it. We got together. As it turns out, he has a number of practices, another number of clinical locations, and one of them is about half an hour from me. So I drove up and had a lovely reuniting with him, and it was just a lot of fun, to talk and just share. We didn't even have a chance to talk very much, but it was just very lovely. Dr. Tran has always been very committed to language access, whether as an interpreter or as a physician. It's a passion of his, just like it's a passion of ours. And he has written a book to teach healthcare providers Vietnamese. He has Vietnamese classes. So, a lot along the lines of the things that we've done with our Spanish courses for healthcare providers and things. Dr. Tran still runs a clinic up in the Detroit area as well. So he's not just in the Southern California area. He is also still goes up to Michigan to participate with a free clinic. And as part of that, when he does that work in the Detroit area, he actually utilizes interpreters for other languages. So even though he's fluent in Vietnamese, he sees Arabic patients, Spanish-speaking patients, and still now is on the other side of it, utilizing interpreters, which is kind of neat.
It's common for a lot of students of different medical professions to join our group as interpreters. And the way we promote it is that it is an opportunity to be hands-on, to be in the clinic, to experience, because interpreters were like silent witnesses of everything that happens in the medical setting. So it's fascinating for someone that is studying medicine or studying physical therapy or to be a nurse or anything like that, to have the opportunity to be there, with some of the seasoned providers, to understand what they are getting themselves into. And I'm sure a lot of those healthcare providers truly appreciate their experience working as interpreters, helping in the community. And
what you're bringing up as far as careers, let's segue to our important announcement. We have recognized, of course, over the years, and everybody is quite aware that there's a drastic shortage of sign language interpreters, not only in Michigan, but across the country. Short-term solutions aren't working. So we've come up with a 5-year plan, and I'll share that with you now. First of all, if you're not already following us on Facebook or Instagram, please do so, because any of the things that we're talking about today, there will be links and more information beginning in 2026. And as a 5-year commitment, we are going to be providing scholarships through the GRCC ASL program to students who are committed to learning sign language. We have 4 $1,000 scholarships each year and 2 $500 scholarships each year for part-time students. We want to at least get students into the pipeline learning sign language and excited about having a career as community interpreters. We're also looking to continue to promote the advancement of interpreters who are already in the field and retaining those people. So for those folks who are new to getting into sign language interpreting, we're going to commit funds for certification testing through the state or national testing, for registration for those interpreters who may be outside of the state of Michigan who are going to be providing virtual services. They are required to be registered, so we're going to provide some incentives for that. And we also want to help interpreters who are already certified to maintain their certification through some continuing education funds. Hi, Dr. Tran, how are you? It's great to have you. Thank you for joining us. Well, we went ahead and we were just talking about interpreters and, the interpreter career path. We're trying to create some new incentives to both help interpreters, specifically sign language, to get interested in and stay in the career. Tell us about your experience when you were starting out as an interpreter, as a Vietnamese interpreter.
Well, Michelle, not sure you remember, it's been a while. It's 20, I would say 20 years.
Yes.
But it was a great experience. It's one of the best, I would say. It's interpretation is an art and also a science to connect us with the provider and also the patient. And now you see the world from two different perspectives. And in fact, and that triggered my curiosity. Michelle, I'm not sure you remember, I was working as an architect at that time. And that had a big career change. But Voices for Health, Scott and Michelle did a fabulous job, I would say. I worked for many interpretation company, but this is by far is one of the best. So you came to the right team here, and they have a very strong network of alumni, of physicians, scientists, and we do many cool projects. We even work with the National Health Institute to create a pilot study for cervical cancer. So it's been amazing. I think this I would say one of the very, so that's why when I connect with you back, Michelle, it's been amazing.
Right. I am nothing but proud of you for all the work that you've done since all we've known you. It's so exciting to see everything that you've done. And I was saying earlier that, you've been always very committed to the language aspect, the cultural aspect, to serving the Vietnamese community. Can you think of any story in particular that you'd like to share? Any memory that stands out from when you were a Vietnamese interpreter as being special? Yes.
Well, I will tell you one of my experience as interpreter for Voices for Health. Remember, not sure you remember, Michelle. Sometimes you assign me for long, far away clinic. Imagine driving for 2 hours, and then the patient say, "Hey, you know what? I really want a female interpreter. It's at the private area, and she's young. I think she's 20 something." And the physician say, "Ma'am, this is the only thing I have. If you don't, I have to cancel the appointment because we pay for this, whatever." And he tried almost, I think, 1 hour, half an hour, 1.5 hours to get there. I'm ready to leave because the patient is, but I say, "Can I just talk to her 1 second?" And I'm studying the MCAT, and I like to become a doctor. In the future, and this is how I told in Vietnamese, in the future, I will see a female patient like you. How do I, or what should I tell my patient to make my patient feel like this is about professional, this is about your health. The interpreter is completely invisible. And if the patient if you can teach me something that in the future when I go to medical school, and she say, "Wow, interesting. Let me tell you what you should do. You can stand behind, not behind, but here, so you won't see anything." So I stand here and the exam here. And she walked me through that. And guess what? She okay with the assignment. I think that's one of the things that I learned a lot from that assignment is talk to the patient. And then after that, I feel comfortable with male versus female thing, because when we do interpretation culture, a lot of language barrier, but also sensitivity, male versus female. And now here in Los Angeles, we have LGBT. We have to be mindful about our patient. But if you ask them, "How can I help? What makes you feel comfortable?" I just told her, "Hey, to be honest, I'm told for the MCAT now. I'd like to become a doctor. Show me, teach me."
I like that approach.
Yeah.
And you're bringing up a good point, which is that interpreters often have to use those critical thinking skills, to manage situations. But also, so many people still, even though we've had such a huge shift in the field of interpreting over the past 20 years with, with codes of ethics and standards of practice and standards of training being developed, but still every day there are dilemmas that come up, and so people have to think through those, work through those. Generally speaking, if you're not interacting with interpreters, people don't really realize that it's a profession, that they're professionals, that they are, that there's confidentiality. They're not just, somebody from down the road that we picked up off the street. I mean, they've been vetted and trained, and and have experience, and as you say, they're working to communicate with the patients and make them comfortable. Now, you've also been working with interpreters through the Detroit clinic and most likely through your clinics around Southern California. What's it like being a physician on the other side now?
Well, absolutely. Really appreciate interpreter. We have a few Chinese dialogue, and I will tell you, Chinese, I learned something about Chinese. They have over 100 dialogues even within the Chinese itself. So we have one of our interpreter here, and I really appreciate the expertise and the skill that many interpreters here only have that. Without that, I have no idea. We have a cancer patient that to explain the chemotherapy is difficult, but also go to target therapy. I don't know if you up to date with that, but Michelle, but this is very up to date right now. So when we use target therapy, it comes with side effect, because what we do, we trigger the immune system, and it comes with side effect. We use another immunotherapy to treat that, and that give another side effect. In order to get that secondary side effect, we have the tertiary medication. And that interpreter, think about it, she interpret in 3 levels, go into very deep dialogue in Chinese.
Sure.
I have no idea, but amazing. I mean, I can understand some basics, some Chinese. It's just too much.
That's great, though. That's great. Thank you for sharing that. Do you have any pearls of wisdom for interpreters who might want to, whether they're staying in the profession or whether they might be considering a healthcare option, a healthcare profession?
Well, I'm not sure if I can give you a lot, but I think from my experience, I think this is a great foundation. You could go on and continue your education to become a better, really expertise. And I will tell you, we need that. We need that skill badly.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, if you have like something else, you can go to medical school like me, you can go to pharmacy school, you can go to that. And that is a plus. Will give you a plus. Like I speak Vietnamese, and a lot of my patients, they love that. So being a professional interpreter for many years, we can tell, and I can use the language. I even give Michelle a book. I wrote a medical terminology because year of accumulation of doing interpretations. So you come absolutely right to the right company at the right time. 28 years, that's just amazing, Michelle and Scott. I'd like to congratulate you too on this journey, and thank you so much for taking me back in 2005. Go to the basement level of the GME building. Not sure you remember that, but on the Monroe Street, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Yes.
Grand Rapids Merck building. Yeah, that's correct. As he said, there's clinical trials. He's got this amazing database of Vietnamese videos on YouTube. I mean, just, probably collectively millions of views on all of those. There's so much content there. I'm so amazed at everything that you have kept busy with, even considering that I know how busy you are as a physician. So, congratulations as well to you, and thank you again for joining us all those years back. And here's again to make more to. Today happens to be National Immigrants Day, so of course we are grateful to all of the immigrants who cross our paths for all of the wonderful services that they provide, as well as the diversity in all of our experiences. So thank you to all of you who have come here and made our lives better. We want to have our little toast. Carlos and I came a little prepared. I know, Dr. Tran, you're still working. Oh, there you go, coffee. We couldn't do everything that we do with all of our amazing staff over the years, interpreters and translators who are so dedicated and prepared to help us facilitate communication, whether oral or written. To the customers, thank you so much for your confidence in us and choosing us to be your language access provider. To our team of amazing tech vendors. We have a lot of vendors, but in particular, there's tech vendors that help us to make sure that Voices Academy is running correctly, to make sure that our interpreter scheduling portal, it has all the features that are needed, lots and lots of different behind the scenes tech, our phone vendors, everybody. We can't run without those things. The amazing community that supports us, whether it is the people that we serve, or whether it's all of our colleagues who are continuously supportive of the things that we're trying to work on. And last but not least, to our families who, we do this for them, but also, they are the ones that, keep us going oftentimes and make sure that, we stick to it. So here's to everybody. Thanks, everyone.
Many more years.
Happy anniversary.